Hi students, welcome to SP Chemistry. In today's session, we will study class 11, subject chemistry, chapter 1, some basic concepts of chemistry, concept, properties of matter and their measurement, subconcept, physical and chemical properties of matter, the international system of units, mass, weight, volume, density and temperature. So dear students, in my first session already we have discussed nature of matter. So link is given in the description box. Please watch that video first and then it will be convenient for you to understand. At the end of this session, the learners will be able to differentiate between physical and chemical properties of matter, define different physical quantities and write their SI units, differentiate mass and weight and convert the temperature in one scale into another. For today's session contains are properties of matter, measurement of physical properties, mass and weight, volume, density and temperature. Let us start properties of matter, physical and chemical properties. As we know, every substance has unique or characteristic properties. These properties can be classified into two categories. Those are physical properties such as color, odor, melting point, boiling point, density, etc. Right? And chemical properties. Chemical properties like composition, combustibility, reactivity with acids and bases, etc. These are chemical properties. So let us start physical properties. So physical properties means what? Physical properties can be measured or observed without changing the identity or composition of the substance. Measurement of physical properties does not require any chemical change. Here you can see gold is shiny. That means the luster, the shiny appearance we can see. So that luster is a physical property. Here metal is sonorous. That means we can hear that sound produced by metal when metal is bit or when metals produce sound. That is a physical properties. Here rubber bends. That means rubber that can be bent. So that is a physical properties. This one ceramic pot is hard. That hardness, metals are hard. Already in class 10 we have discussed. Metals are hard, metals are malleable, metals are ductile, metals are sonorous, metals have luster. All these are physical properties. Already we have studied in class 10. Here acid smells sour. That taste is also physical property. Then temperature, we can measure the temperature. That is also physical properties. Let us come to chemical properties. Chemical properties means the measurement or observation of chemical properties require a chemical change. Right? Then examples of chemical properties are like acidity, basicity, combustibility. These are examples of chemical properties. These are here you can see toxicity, oxidation state, heat of combustion. As we know, in all combustion reactions, chemical properties, oxidation reactions occur. The chemical stability, flammability, here coordination number, reactivity, chemical bonds, formation of chemical bonds, enthalpy of formation, enthalpy of combustion, enthalpy of neutralization, all enthalpy, all these are examples of different chemical properties. Chemists describe, interpret and predict the behavior of substances on the basis of knowledge of their physical and chemical properties, which are determined by careful measurement and experimentation. Right? Then let us start measurement of physical properties. How different physical properties are measured. Many properties of matter such as length, area, volume, etc. are quantitative in nature. That means we can measure, we can quantify those properties. Any quantitative observation or measurement is represented by a number followed by units. For example, I will ask you, what is the length of your classroom, dimension of your classroom? So you will say length and breadth. For example, the length is 6 meter. So we write here 6 is a numerical, that is a number, and meter that denotes the unit in which length is measured. Then for example, I will ask you area of a room of side length 10 meter and breadth 10 meter, that is a square floor area. If length into breadth, so 10 meter into 10 meter you will get 100 meter square. That means 100 is a number, meter square is the unit of area. Similarly, volume, length, cube. So we will write, if a cube of side 10 meter, then its volume will be 10 into 10 into 10, 1000 meter cube, right? So 1000 is a number and meter cube is the unit in which volume is measured, right? In this way, properties are written. Earlier, two different systems of measurement, the English system and the metric system, were being used in different parts of the world. The metric system, which originated in France in late 18th century, was more convenient as it was based on the decimal system. But later, need of a common standard system was felt by scientific community. That means we will move to the international system of units. Objective question may come from this area, right? Right? For example, here base physical quantity length, symbol of quantity L we use, and name of SI unit is meter, and symbol of SI unit is small. Then if we consider mass, then symbol we use, symbol for quantity for mass is M, and SI unit is kg, and symbol is kg. All we are acquainted from our lower classes. Time T is the symbol and SI unit is second. Symbol is S. Electric current I is the symbol and its SI unit is ampere and symbol is A. Then thermodynamic temperature. T is the symbol and its SI unit is Kelvin. Symbol is K. What happens in numericals? We need to convert it into SI unit or appropriate unit, required unit. So we should know the SI unit of these properties. Amount of substance, N is the symbol. That means mole. SI unit is mole. Right? Symbol is MOL, mole. Then this is the most important objective question for you. Luminous intensity. And symbol for luminous intensity is I nu. Right? And SI unit is candela. And symbol of candela is CT. So all these are different SI unit of physical quantities. You need to remember this one for numericals and also for objective question. These are definitions of some SI units. If you want, you can go through it. Here prefixes used in the system, SI system. If multiple is 10 to the power minus 24, prefix is used yok2. Symbol is Y. 10 to the power minus 21, prefix used is Z2. Symbol is Z. If 10 to the power minus 18, prefix is A2. Symbol is A. If 10 to the power minus 15, prefix we use Fem2. Symbol is F. If 10 to the power minus 12, prefix is Pico. Symbol is P. That means if I will say 1 picometer, you can know 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 12 meter. Right? Then if multiple is 10 to the power minus 9, prefix will be nano and symbol is N. If multiple is 10 to the power minus 6, prefix is micro and symbol is mu. Right? If 10 to the power minus 3, prefix is milli and symbol is M. If 10 to the power minus 2, prefix is centi and symbol is C. All these are well known to you. If 10 to the power minus 1, this is deshi and symbol is T. Similarly, some other multiples and prefixes, we can go through it here. And here important is, this is kilo, you all are acquainted. 1 kilogram is equal to 10 to the power 3 gram, that is 1000 gram. And here mega, 10 to the power 6 is mega. And 10 to the power 9 is giga. Right? Sometimes some objective question may be asked from this, or you need to convert in proper SI unit while solving numericals. Right? Then let us discuss comparatively mass and weight. What is the difference between mass and weight? Mass means mass of a substance is the amount of matter present in it. Right? Then weight is the force exerted by gravity on an object. Then the mass of a substance is constant. That means if you change your location, mass remains constant, but weight it varies, because weight formula is m into g. Mass is multiplied with force of gravity, that g. Then if you change the value of g, if you change the place, for example, I will say you on surface of earth, the mass is m, or you said 10 kg, then what will be its mass on the surface of moon? Remember, mass remains constant. If you change your location also, mass will be same, but weight it varies. As you know, g, that acceleration due to gravity on the moon, is 1/6 of earth. So if a substance of mass 100 kg will be 100 by 6, that means 1/6 of 100 kg, that kg weight. Right? So mass on the surface of earth and surface of moon remains constant if you change any place. Right? But weight it varies according to change in gravity, because formula of weight is m into g. It is the force exerted by the gravity, and always that gravity pulls the object or substance downward, right, towards center of the earth. As we know from Newton's experiment, then mass can never be 0. Can it be 0? No. But weight? Yes, of course. It can be 0 if g will be 0, if no gravity acts upon an object, as in space. Weight can be 0. Then mass is a scalar quantity. That means it has only magnitude. It has no direction. But weight is a vector quantity. That means it has both magnitude and direction. And direction, of course, towards the center of the earth, because always center of gravity pulls the object towards its center. So weight is a vector quantity. Then mass can be measured by using an ordinary balance. But weight is measured using spring balance. Then SI unit of mass is kilogram. Already we have discussed. And SI unit of weight is Newton. That is kg meter per second square. Right? So all these are mass and weight. Now let us come to volume. Volume means what? Volume is the amount of space occupied by a substance. That means how much space an object takes up. SI system of volume will be meter cube, because if you take a cube, its volume will be a cube. Side is a, and length into breadth into height, and in a cube all are shape, so its volume will be a cube. A means what? Some meter or centimeter or decimeter. What will be the unit? That length cube. So if SI unit if we will take in meter, volume ka unit meter cube. But again in chemistry laboratory smaller volumes are used. Hence volume is often denoted in centimeter cube or decimeter cube, and for liquids liter. But remember, liter is not an SI unit. You can convert it into meter cube also. That is used for volume of liquids. And as we know, 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml. That is also same as 1000 centimeter cube. That is 1000 centimeter cube is equal to 1 decimeter cube. Right? Then for liquids, what happens in laboratory when we do different experiments like titration or to prepare some standardized solution? Standard solution means what? Whose strength is known. This is burette, pipette. We pipette out the required amount, required volume of the solution. This is measuring cylinder. Here you can see all the graduation. That means you can measure. Right? This is a 100 ml measuring cylinder. Also different volumes are available in lab. This is a volumetric flask. Right? And this volumetric flask is used to measure the volume. For example, this volumetric flask volume is 1 liter, and here 1 mark will be given. If you want to measure 1 liter of a solution, you can measure through this volumetric flask. Usually in laboratory, you will use this volumetric flask to prepare some standard solution. For example, I will say to prepare 1 molar sodium hydroxide. So you will take molar mass of sodium hydroxide. Sodium is 23, then oxygen is 16, hydrogen is 1. So molar mass, that is molecular mass of sodium hydroxide is 40. If you take 40 grams in 1 liter, then you will get 1 molar. So this volumetric flask is used to measure the volume or to prepare the standard solution in laboratory. Right? Let us come to density. Objective question may be asked from this area. Density of a substance is the amount of mass per unit volume, and its formula is mass by volume. Objective question may be asked, mass will be given to you, volume will be given to you, then you need to calculate density. Or this formula contains 3 quantities. Out of 3, any 2 will be given. If density will be given, mass will be given to you, you need to calculate volume. Or volume will be given to you, density will be given to you, you need to calculate mass. So in this way, objective question may be asked. Then what will be the SI unit of density? That will be SI unit of mass by SI unit of volume. That will be kg per meter cube, right? And when if this quantity of course is quite large, if we need density in gram per centimeter cube, also we can express mass in gram and volume in centimeter cube, right? Then density of a substance, what it tells? It tells how closely particles are packed. That means if density is more, particles are closely packed. In metals are denser, that means the particles of matter, that metals are very closely packed. So density of metals is high. Then let us come to temperature. Temperature means what? Temperature, there are different scales of temperature and 3 common scales of temperature. To measure temperature we use Celsius scale, all you are acquainted, thermometer you might have seen at your home, Kelvin scale and Fahrenheit scale, right? And in lab also we use this thermometer to use temperature of solution. Here Celsius scale, the thermometers based on these scales are, you can see here 0 degree centigrade. It is in Celsius scale, it is calibrated from 0 to 100 degree centigrade, right? And 0 degree is the freezing point of water and 100 degree is the boiling point of water. For example, if I'll say 25 degree centigrade, usually room temperature is taken as 25 degree centigrade, and 37 degree centigrade is the human body temperature, that is normal human body temperature is 37 degree centigrade. Then in Kelvin scale, that is lowest reading is 273 Kelvin. That means Kelvin scale ranges from 273 to 373. And you can observe here 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273 Kelvin. We will discuss how to convert temperature in different scale. This is Fahrenheit scale, and minimum lowest temperature is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and here highest one 212 degree Fahrenheit. Then this is room temperature 77 degree Fahrenheit, and this is human body temperature. You all are acquainted, 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, our normal human body temperature. And here now the question arises, how we will know the 0 degree centigrade is equal to 32 degree Fahrenheit. Remember one formula, if you need to convert Celsius scale temperature into Kelvin scale temperature, we need to add here 0 degree centigrade, here 273. That means if we need to convert Celsius degree centigrade into Kelvin, we need to add 273. That means we can write Kelvin is equal to degree centigrade plus 273. Here you can observe 25 degree centigrade plus 273, you will get 298 Kelvin, right? Then 37 degree centigrade plus 273, you will get 310 Kelvin. And 100 degree centigrade plus 273, you will get 373 Kelvin, right? Now how to convert Celsius scale or degree centigrade into Fahrenheit? That formula you will remember, C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9, or you can write degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 into degree centigrade plus 32. If you apply this formula, you can get here 0 degree centigrade is equal to 32 degree Fahrenheit, 25 degree centigrade is equal to 77 degree Fahrenheit, 37 degree centigrade is equal to 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, and 100 degree centigrade, that is boiling point of water in degree Fahrenheit scale, that is 212 degree Fahrenheit. So in this way temperature is converted in different scales, right? Objective question may be asked, or while solving numericals you need to calculate convert degree centigrade into Kelvin, because SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, right? And you can observe here, in Celsius scale 0 degree centigrade, 0 degree is temperature is possible, but in Kelvin scale is it possible? No, because minimum temperature is 273. So everything here I think I have discussed. Yeah, I have discussed everything. So this is one formula, this is another one. How to convert temperature in different scales, right? So dear students, here are some evaluative questions. Let us discuss one by one. Question number 1. What is the SI unit of luminous intensity? SI unit of luminous intensity is what? Candela. The symbol is CD. Right? Differentiate mass and weight. Already I have discussed well. That means mass is the amount of substance and weight is the force of gravity on a substance. Then mass can never be 0, weight can be 0. Mass is a scalar quantity, that means it has only magnitude. Weight is a vector quantity, it has both magnitude and direction towards the center of the earth. Then mass SI unit is kg and weight is Newton. So in this way you can write. Already I have discussed well. Then define density. Write its SI unit. Density means mass per unit volume. So you can write density is defined as the mass of a substance present per unit volume, and its SI unit is kg per meter cube. Then question number 4. Convert 35 degree centigrade into degree Fahrenheit scale. So you need to apply that formula. C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9, or degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 into degree centigrade plus 32. And if you convert 35 degree centigrade into degree Fahrenheit, you will get 95 degree Fahrenheit, right? Then question number 5. Convert 25 degree centigrade in Kelvin scale. So how to convert degree centigrade into Kelvin scale? We need to add 273 with 25. So if you add 273 plus 25 degree centigrade, you will get 298 Kelvin, right? In this way you can write answer. The last question for you. Match the following prefixes with their multiples. So here prefixes are given, multiples are given. You need to match it. Then micro. Micro is 10 to the power minus 6. Right? Then deca. Deca is 10. Then mega. Mega is 10 to the power 6. Then giga. Giga is 10 to the power 9. Then femto. Femto is 10 to the power minus 15, right? So in this way you can match. So now I think you have understood well. So dear students, this is all about today's session. So here answers I have written for you. You can note it down in your copy. So in next session we will discuss uncertainty measurement. So I hope you all are safe and fine at home. So stay at home, stay healthy and continue your studies, right? So thank you all.